I chose to run actually because of COVID. I have two small children, and when the school shut down, I was finding myself calling our elected officials, trying to find out what's going on. And then I realized that there really aren't that many women, and especially mothers, who have decided to run and serve. And so I wanted to make sure that there was a voice for our children, and I felt like I was the person to do that. I have a lot of passion for all of the bills, but the two biggest ones would be the human trafficking awareness for hotels, just to kind of be able to spot the signs and report it. I think that that would be one of the biggest ways to help people because human trafficking exists in all 50 states and is a silent epidemic. And I'm also very excited about a bill that I've been working on to give people the opportunity who have made a mistake in their past to be able to get an occupational license. I don't think that people should be punished forever after they serve their time. And if they've rehabilitated themselves, they should be able to get a good job, a good paying job, and one that they are excited to go to. So we actually have a human trafficking survivor house in the southern part of West Virginia, and I was able to tour that and talk to the people who run it, and they just talked about such a need to be able to spot the victims and how to help them, because a lot of times the victims don't even know that they're victims, and so that's just something that I kind of learned about and decided to try to help. Well, actually, I think it's Hilton. It's one of the bigger hotels. They do have free training already. And so the only cost that it would be to the hotels and the businesses would be, the time and paying their employees to actually sit down and watch it. I do believe that it's a simple, common sense bill. I would like people to just do it. But if the law is behind it, that would ensure that it gets completed. Actually, I make sure that I reach across the aisle on anything that I'm working on. I have great respect for the people in the minority and their viewpoints, and I think everybody was elected and they should have a say. So I do try to get help from the minority party too. In fact, I've worked with Kayla Young on the House side trying to get my bills passed too, and I feel that if there's bipartisan support, there's more chance that a bill will pass, even though we are in the supermajority. I love to be a part of this just because there are so many young people, and I feel like we have the passion and the energy to get things done. I've heard about so many good ideas just being around people and the kind of mastermind conversations, and it's really, truly inspiring. And to see other people really starting out their careers and deciding to run for public office is inspiring for me. I think criminal justice is one of them. Just looking at the way that things have been done in the past hasn't exactly been great for the future. I think health is a huge issue for everybody. Everything is very, very expensive, and so just having access, I think young people kind of understand how important that is, as opposed to somebody who's on, say, Medicare. I think children's issues, a lot of us are parents, and so we're kind of in the thick of it. And through education, reform, and just deciding what our children need, I think young people are uniquely positioned for that, especially since we've kind of gone through it not too long ago ourselves. As a mother of two small kids, I have a 7 and an 8-year-old. Children's issues are one of my top priorities, and so that kind of spoke to me. I've also tried to work on access to childcare. That's a huge issue. While my kids are in school now, a lot of my friends and constituents have a hard time being able to kind of juggle going to work, pursuing, their passion, and taking care of the children. Not everybody has a family member or friend who can care for their children, and childcare is just so astronomically expensive. I just like learning this future, how to predict the future and kind of go with it. I'm very excited to learn about. I'm excited about some of the model legislation that the Innovation Lab has put out, and just, again, talking with fellow lawmakers, what works in their state, what could help in my state. I think that that's the best way to kind of get to real solutions. So actually yesterday we were talking about housing shortages. It seems like that's a pretty common issue among states. I was talking to somebody in New Hampshire about that, and also Hawaii. So I mean, I believe that all of us are kind of struggling with similar issues in different ways, and it's good to hear how another state is approaching the issue. It's really silly, but Elle Woods in Legally Blonde, Red, White, and Blonde, I really admire her passion and her ability to just not take no for an answer. If she wanted to change the world, she would figure out a way to do it. And they kind of hinted that she might run for president, and I hope that they have a third movie. I would love to see her as president.